Hello, friends. Welcome to Trivia Over Tea, the quiz show podcast where we drink tea and play trivia. I'm your host, Matthew Cook, and I'm here virtually once again with our scorekeeper, Carter Zenke. Carter, how are you this morning?
I'm great. I had some tea and went for a run.
Fantastic. Well, let's meet this week's contestants first. We have two returning contestants today. First, we have Jasper.
Hey, everyone. I'm out here drinking some lovely Tezo China green tips. And I just wanted to say at this time that while I've never been to Rice University, I have eaten rice at a university. So I hope this helps.
Should count, I think. Definitely. Well, thank you, Jasper, for being here once again. And we also have Oliver.
Hi. I'm currently drinking coffee, but just because this is trivia over tea, I brought this tea that I did not have time to make, which is Indonesian Gold, which is this really, really nice tea that I got from Tivana in Richmond, Virginia, which I really enjoy. Actually, it's actually more caffeinated than like coffee, so it's probably good that I'm not drinking it right now. It would be like a death trap. Furthermore, I'm a composer. I'm actually sitting in my composition studio right now. And to the people who are watching me, my piano. Here's my pencil sharpener. I went to college with Matthew and young Jasper. Not with this other. Wait, what's your name again? Carter. I don't know Carter, but nice
I'm
to
sorry,
meet
I
you.
didn't introduce you. I usually introduce Carter before we start the recording. This is Carter. Carter and I have known each other since first grade. Jasper, you've met Carter over Zoom before? Probably.
Yeah.
We've met.
Okay, good. Yeah, Carter and I have known each other since first grade. And yeah.
Cool.
Now we're here.
Cool.
And now we're here. Fast forward however many years. Yes.
That's good. That's good.
So
I'm a composer and I want to be conductor. I did a Fulbright last year and I'm going to Rice University in the fall.
very nice. Well, thank you for being here again, Oliver. I am double fisting on my tea this morning. I've got some English breakfast tea in here, and then I've also got some iced tea, as per usual. At any rate, as with all of our regular episodes, we'll have 4 rounds of questions today, each with a slightly different format. And so without further ado, Carter will explain the rules for round 1.
Yes, round 1, as you might recall, is our first general knowledge round. We'll each get 5 multiple questions. In this case, questions are worth 10 points each.
Alrighty, Jasper, you're up first. Are you ready?
Moderately.
All right, that's good enough. Question 1. Who was the most recent artist to win the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in back-to-back years? A, Billie Eilish, B, Adele, or C, U2?
Ooh.
There's no D?
No, it's just 3 options.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
cool.
a relief.
Sorry to interrupt.
The most realistic guess seems like it would be Adele. I don't know. I don't think, well, did Billie win last year? There's a difference between record and album,
Yes.
because why not? And song. But
I read about all the intricacies of the differences between the 3 awards, and it was all a little confusing to me. So I just picked one and wrote a question.
Perfect. I don't know. Maybe she did. Let's say Billie.
That's correct. She won in 2020 for Bad Guy and 2021 for Everything I Wanted. Adele has won twice for Hello and Rolling in the Deep, but not in consecutive years. U2 won in 2001 and 2002 for Beautiful Day and Walk On, respectively. And the only other artist to win in consecutive years was Roberta Flack back in 1973 and 74 for The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face and Killing Me Softly with his song.
Only true flackheads remember.
Yeah, I don't. So I can't say I'm a true flackhead, unfortunately. Question 2. What is the highest point in the eastern United States? A, Mount Rogers in Virginia, B, Mount Mitchell in North Carolina, or C, Mount Washington in New Hampshire?
The only one I've heard of is Mount Mitchell. So we're going to say Mount Mitchell.
That's correct. It stands 6,684 feet tall. Mount Washington is at 6,288 feet, and Mount Rogers is significantly shorter than that. So, yeah. Question 3. Which of the following broadcast television networks began broadcasting most recently? A, CBS, B, ABC, or C, Fox?
I would think Fox.
That's correct. Well, the big three networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, all began broadcasting in the 40s. Fox began broadcasting in 1986. Question 4. The Dalmatian language was the primary language of what maritime republic that dominated the Adriatic Sea? A, Venice, B, Trieste, or C, Ragusa? And I'll just state right off the bat that my brother wrote this question. I know nothing about this.
I do love the name Ragusa, so I'm going to say that one.
Well, you're correct. Yes. Yeah. Enough said about that. And finally, question 5. What piece of glassware would you use for a titration? A, a barrette, B, a volumetric pipette, or C, a rotovap?
Pipette?
No, it's actually a barrette. Barrettes are most commonly used for titrations in chemistry labs, which is a process to determine the concentration of a certain substance. All righty, Oliver, are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. At the 2009 MTV VMA Music Awards, Kanye West rushed the stage, interrupting Taylor Swift's acceptance speech for Best Female Video to tell the audience that, quote, Beyonce had one of the greatest videos of all time. Which music video was he referencing? A, Single Ladies, B, Who Run the World, Girls, or C, Love on Top?
I'm going to say Single Ladies.
That's correct. Beyonce went on to win Video of the Year for Single Ladies at the same ceremony, and she invited Swift to finish her speech.
Isn't that isn't Justin Timberlake in that video, I think?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I think he is. And it's really shocking because he's like one of the single ladies, I think. And it's just like, what is this?
Interesting. I can't say I've seen that video. I'll have to look it up later.
90s kids only, I guess.
Yeah. Question 2. Which of the following mountains are farthest from the Earth's center? A, Mount Chimborazo, B, Mount Everest, or C, Mount Denali?
I just heard about this the other day.
Oh, and I should say that because this is important. Mount Chimborazo is in Ecuador. And then, of course, Everest is in Nepal and Denali is in the United States, in Alaska.
The one in Ecuador.
That's correct. Despite being 8,500 feet lower in elevation, Mount Chimborazo's summit is 7,000 feet farther from the Earth's center due to the mountain's location near the Earth's equator, which protrudes into space due to Earth's spin.
That's like really just nuts, isn't it, when you think about it?
It really is. Question 3. The Carnation Revolution overthrew the dictatorial Estado Novo regime of what European country? A, Spain, B, Italy, or C, Portugal?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah. The Carnation Revolution overthrew the dictatorial Estado Novo regime of what European country? Novo spelled N-O-V-O.
Thank you. I'm going to say Spain.
It was actually Portugal.
Oh, okay. That was my second guess.
Yeah, I think the N-O-V-O is the Portuguese spelling of new.
Well, it's also, yeah. Well, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Question 4. What is the process called when a solid moves directly into the gas phase, skipping the liquid phase? A, sublimation, B, evaporation, or C, deposition?
It'd be sublimation.
That is correct. And finally, question 5. Which of the following U.S. cities is not named after a pre-existing city? A, Boston, B, Charleston, or C, Philadelphia?
I thought it was going to be like New York and then
Nope.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna Boston.
No, actually it was Charleston.
Oh.
Charleston, South Carolina, named for King Charles II of England, not named after a
wait.
city.
So Boston is another city somewhere in like Europe.
Apparently. I didn't write the question,
Okay.
so I can only assume that that's the case. Well, that's the end of round 1. So Carter, can you please give us a score update?
Looks like I have a close game with Jasper at 40 and Oliver at 30.
Okay. Alrighty, now it is time for round 2. So Carter, can you please tell us the rules?
Yes, in round 2, you will each get 5 questions on the same topic. Questions here are open-ended and they're worth 20 points each. If you get one wrong, your opponent can answer for 10 points.
Alrighty, Jasper, you are going to get 5 questions about a famous actress who was born on May 18th, which is the date that this podcast is being released. And that famous actress is Tina Fey. So, are you ready for your 5 questions about Tina Fey?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Question 1. Among Fey's films is what 2004 teen comedy starring Lindsay Lohan in which she plays the school's calculus teacher?
This is Mean Girls.
That's correct. It is a pop culture icon. What more can I say about that other than it's a great film? Question 2. Faye created what sitcom running from 2006 to 2013, starring herself as Liz Lemon, as well as Tracy Morgan, Jane Krakowski, Jack Mcbrier, Scott Adset, Judah Friedlander, and Alec Baldwin?
30 Rock.
Yeah, that's correct. I've never seen the show, and I didn't know which of these people was more important than the others, so I figured I'd just list the entire starring cast.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Yeah, but it is in fact 30 Rock, and the series is based on Faye's experiences as a writer on Saturday Night Live. Speaking of Saturday Night Live, question 3. Faye is well known for impersonating what politician numerous times on Saturday Night Live?
Sarah Palin.
That's correct. She played the former Alaska governor and vice presidential candidate on several episodes during the 2008 election cycle, including appearing on screen with Palin herself, as well as presidential candidate Senator John McCain. In her first appearance, she said the oft-quoted, "And I can see Russia from my house." Yeah. Question 4. I when I was writing this, I had to go back and watch them all again.
Yes.
Not for any particular purpose other than just because they're hilarious. Question 4. Among Faye's other film credits is Baby Mama, in which Faye plays a mother-to-be who hires what former SNL co-star as her surrogate mother?
I did not know that film existed, so I'll say Amy Poehler.
That's correct. She also appeared in Mean Girls and portrayed Hillary Clinton in Faye's first sketch as Sarah Palin. Yeah, I feel like Amy Poehler is always a safe guess when it comes to Tina Fey. And finally, question 5. Faye was the co-anchor of what recurring SNL sketch from 2000 to 2006, first with Jimmy Fallon and later with Amy Poehler?
Weekend Update.
That's correct. It is currently hosted by Colin Jost and Michael Che. All righty, Oliver, you're going to get 5 questions about a famous movie that premiered on May 18th back in 2001, and that is Shrek. So, are you ready for your 5 questions about Shrek?
Yeah, absolutely. Shrek is love.
Fantastic. Question 1.
I'm not going to finish the quote.
In an era dominated by Pixar animated films, Shrek was the 5th film created by what other animation studio?
DreamWorks.
That's correct. Among their other films are Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, and The Bee Movie.
Yeah.
Question 2. The titular character is what kind of creature who lives alone in a swamp?
He's an ogre.
That's correct. Shrek tells Donkey that ogres are like onions and that they both have layers.
That was going to be my second guess. Was an onion.
Oh, I would have given you credit for that. Yeah. Question 3. Among the voice cast was what stand-up comedian known for his roles in the Beverly Hills Cop series, Trading Places, and Dr. Dolittle, who voiced Donkey?
Eddie Murphy.
That's correct.
Absolutely excellent job, by the way.
Yeah. Among his accolades, he won the Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album in 1984. Question 4. Shrek won the first ever Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, beating out Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, and what Pixar film centered around the presence of a child named Boo?
Monsters Incorporated.
That's correct. Yes. And finally, question 5. In addition to its 3 sequels, Shrek inspired what 2011 spin-off film featuring a character introduced in Shrek 2?
Puss in Boots.
That's correct. Antonio Banderas voices Puss in Boots in the film as well as the later 3 Shrek films.
Oh my Lord. What a world we live in.
Truly. Shrek was my childhood. I've probably seen that film at least 100 times. In addition to all the other wonderful Pixar, in addition to the wonderful Pixar films and a couple of the other DreamWorks. So, well, that's the end of round 2. We kind of zipped through that round. Carter, can you please give us a score update?
We still have a close game with Jasper at 140 and Oliver at 130.
This might be the very first time that that both contestants have aced round 2. I also think those questions were kind of easy. But
I think you're discounting Oliver's Shrek knowledge there.
That's
I think
true.
that was an admirable feat.
That's true. I need to give credit where credit is due. All righty, now it is time for round 3. So Carter, can you please tell us the rules?
Round 3 is a lot like round 2, but now the question's worth more points. You'll get 30 points to get the answer correct, and 15 if your opponent guesses the answer there. Actually, you won't get those 15 points, your opponent will. And questions here will be on multiple topics instead of a single topic.
Boy, that would be a twist. If your opponent answers correctly, you get the points. We'll have to think about that. At any rate, Jasper, are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. What interstate highway heads north from Chicago, connecting the area to Milwaukee?
I think I-94, right?
That's correct. Although signed as an east-west interstate highway, it effectively heads due north through Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Question 2. Prime Minister Scott Morrison faces re-election this Saturday in what country's federal election?
Pretty sure Australia.
That's correct. ScoMo, as the kids call him, and his Liberal National Coalition won re-election in 2019. The Labour Party leader attempting to succeed ScoMo as prime minister is Anthony Albanese. Yes. Question 3. What is the coldest possible temperature in the universe?
Is this perhaps what the kids call absolute zero?
Yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah, absolute zero Kelvin or negative 273 degrees Celsius. Yes. Question 4. Excuse me.
The children doing scientific research.
Question 4. The South Carolina flag prominently features the moon and what type of tree commonly associated with the state?
Oh, I am pleased to report that I saw a TikTok about this yesterday.
Oh, how convenient.
It is the palmetto.
That's correct. Yes. And finally, question 5. The famous patriotic song, God Bless America, was written by what composer of musicals like Annie, Get Your Gun?
Who wrote Annie, Get Your... I didn't even know that it was that new.
Yeah.
I have the strangest feeling that Oliver knows, but
if it makes you feel any better, I don't know.
Okay, awesome. Well, then I won't make a bunch of guesses. Cole Porter.
Not Cole Porter.
Yeah.
Oliver?
Stephen Sondheim.
No. Little early even for
That
him.
new.
But no, this is Irving Berlin.
Yeah.
And the 1938 recording by Kate Smith made the song famous.
Okay.
Oliver, are you ready for your 5 questions?
I hope that I am.
Okay. Question 1. What transcontinental interstate highway passes through Houston, San Antonio, and El Paso in Texas on its way out west to Santa Monica, California?
Lord Jesus Christ. Is it like I-66?
No.
Okay, didn't think so.
Oliver? Or Jasper, sorry.
Jasper.
I looked at Jasper and then I said Oliver. Jasper?
Is it I-10?
I-10, yeah. It runs for 880 miles in Texas and 2,460 miles in total from Jacksonville, Florida to Santa Monica, California. Question 2. The first round of the 2022 NFL Draft was dominated by defensive players, including 5 players from what Southeastern Conference school based in Athens?
Georgia State.
Not Georgia State. Jasper?
Believe it's the University of Georgia.
The University of Georgia. Yeah. Georgia State. Actually, I'm not sure where Georgia State is, but yes, it's the University of Georgia. Question 3. The infamous 1896 Supreme Court ruling in Plessy versus Ferguson established what doctrine with regard to segregation in the United States?
Separate but equal.
That's correct. This decision was eventually overturned in the Brown versus Board of Education ruling in 1954.
Yep.
Question 4. What Virginia city was the capital of the state from 1699 to 1780, including during the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the American Revolution?
Williamsburg.
That's correct. The capital of the state moved to Richmond in 1780 to a safer location from British attack. The governor who made that decision was future President Thomas Jefferson, who had studied at the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg. And finally, question 5. The 20th century composer Morton Feldman is known for writing pieces that quietly shift and evolve over long periods of time. In 1983, toward the end of his life, Feldman wrote String Quartet No. 2, a one-movement piece which, played at its written tempo, lasts how many hours without breaks?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. This is like graduate entrance exam material stuff.
We're just trying to prepare you.
Yeah.
For what's to come.
The written tempo, it takes how long? Man, that's definitely something that I should know, but I absolutely do not know that, so I'm going to take a wild guess. 23 hours.
No. Jasper?
10?
No, it only takes about 6 hours.
That's a relief.
Yeah. It's still much longer than I prefer to listen to a string quartet. Yeah. But there you go. Well, that's the end of round 3. So Carter, can you please give us a score update?
We have Jasper at 290 and Oliver at 190.
All righty, now it is time for round 4. So Carter, can you please tell us the rules?
Round 4 is our showdown, where you'll each get 3 questions, each one the same. We'll ask you to write down your answer, otherwise make note of your answer, and each question here will be with 40 points.
All righty. Jasper, Oliver, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. The 1995 film Braveheart depicts the life of what 13th century Scottish warrior? Not to put any pressure on the situation, but Jasper, I will tell you that if you get all 3 questions right, you will break 400 and you will be the all-time high scorer. So, for what it's worth.
That really sucks that you said that. Oh man.
I was trying to help,
okay.
really. Do we have any guesses?
I have a guess that I wrote down and crossed out, and I'm just going to say what I now think that it is.
Okay. Yeah, Oliver, we'll start with you. What do you think it is?
Is it Richard the Lionheart?
Jasper?
Interestingly enough, I had also written down Richard the Lionheart.
Well, Richard the Lionheart was King of England.
That's
So no.
oh
And
my gosh.
and yeah, I think if my dates are correct, I think he was at the end of the 12th century.
Can I give my second guess, the one that I actually wrote down?
Sure. Yeah, for no credit, but
Is it William the Conqueror?
also in English. king.
Okay.
You at least
Who is
have
the guy from Braveheart?
you at least have the right first name. It's William Wallace.
Ah, okay. I knew it was William. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and William the Conqueror was the guy who came over from Normandy in 1066.
Okay.
So the 11th century,
Duh.
and ousted Harold II at the Battle of Hastings. So,
Wow.
yeah. No, but this was Sir William Wallace, of course, portrayed by Mel Gibson. And it was an incredibly successful film despite receiving criticism for its numerous historical deviations. So,
It got the propagandistic kind of part of it right, which I think is what really counts. It's why, what's it? Don't Look Up won a Grammy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2. On May 11th, 1959, Once Upon a Mattress opened on Broadway, starring what actress and future variety show host as Winifred?
Bro.
I will say she's one of my absolute favorites, and I'm sure that neither of you know. Well, you probably have heard of her. But you may
This
not
is
know.
like that Facebook group. Just those were at least words or something like that. What is the title of the show?
Once Upon a Mattress.
Once Upon a Mattress.
Have you ever heard of it?
Absolutely not.
It tells the story of the princess and the pea.
Except there's a bowling ball under the mattress, right?
No,
Or is that a different one?
That might be a different one. I believe they put like swords and like armor in the mattress, like in the top mattress, so she can't sleep
And
at all.
when did this premiere?
1959.
Oh.
Do you want to revise your answer?
Yeah, it doesn't make as much
Variety
sense now.
Yeah.
Variety show host.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is someone who was likely born in the 1930s then.
So I'm guessing that they're not alive or are extremely old.
I'll give you that she's extremely old, but she is alive.
Oh, well, then that crosses out my other guesses.
Yeah, I was in Once Upon a Mattress in 7th grade, in my middle school production.
Weren't we all?
It's a very, very silly show, and yeah, got some good music. Not my favorite show. I would have loved to have seen her as Winifred, though. Okay, do we have any guesses?
Just
Jasper?
yeah, just tossing out like an old musical theater name out there.
Go for it.
Elaine Stritch.
Okay, Oliver?
Oprah Winfrey.
No, neither of those are correct. No, this was Carol Burnett. It was her breakout role on Broadway, and earned her a Tony nomination. And
I did not know
host.
she was.
Yeah,
she was on Broadway.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's where she made her name as Princess Winifred. And she would, of course, later host the Carol Burnett Show from 1967 to 1978. And for the first year plus of the pandemic, I spent many nights going through old Carol Burnett Show clips on YouTube.
Truly,
because it was the most innocent fun that I could find to keep myself motivated. So there you
90
go.
Kids would know this, truly.
Yeah. Well, and I am a child of the 1990s, sort of. At any rate, one more question. Question 3. On May 18th, 1980, what volcano erupted in what has been called the most disastrous volcanic eruption in U.S. history? Well, Oliver, what is your answer?
I'm gonna lose anyway, so I was thinking about like saying a joke like your mom's butt or something like that, but like I'm not gonna say that. It's Krakatoa.
Okay, Jasper.
I thought it might be Mount St. Helens.
It's actually Mount St. Helens. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. No. Yeah.
Should have just gone with the joke answer.
Yeah, that would have been better. No, yeah, May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens in Washington erupted. About 57 people were killed as a result of the eruption in southwestern Washington.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Well, Krakatoa completely destroyed the mountain that it was a part of. So
wait, where is that?
It's like in, yeah, somewhere.
All right. Well,
but the mountain actually used to be like very, very large, and then it ended up becoming very small. And apparently, according to records, it was the loudest thing ever in recorded history and completely deafened people within a 40-mile radius of the explosion.
Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah. Crazy.
At least then they didn't have to hear Morton Feldman's 6-hour string quartet.
That is true. That is true. They were spared that. Well, that's the end of the game. So, Carter, can you please give us the final score?
Looks like we have Jasper at 330 and Oliver at 190.
Well, congratulations, Jasper. You have won. Do you have anything that you would like to say?
I just want to dedicate this victory to the former top of Krakatoa and Morton Feldman, and the good people of the University of Georgia, who I believe no longer have tenure, right?
Something like that, yeah. And also to Miss Bernadette and William Wallace.
Burnett.
Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett.
Yeah, not Bernadette. Not Bernadette Peters. That's a different actress. Okay.
Yeah. Great playing. A wonderful time.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, that's our show for this week, folks. Thank you, Jasper and Oliver, for being on the show today, as well as Carter Zenke for being our scorekeeper and Mason Cook for composing the music. Today's questions were written by Caitlin Fick, Matthew Brown, Lucas Hauser, Lucas Lemonholm, Mason Cook, and yours truly. And thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to Trivia Over Tea on your preferred podcast platform and leave us a review if you enjoyed it. Check out our Facebook and Instagram pages at Trivia Over Tea, as well as our Twitter account, also at Trivia Over Tea. And feel free to message us on any of these platforms if you have any comments or suggestions regarding the show. And tune in next week when we'll have 2 new contestants and 33 more fantastic questions. Thank you.